All right, today we're breaking down an absolutely game-changing workflow. We're going to see how you can take an idea, build a high-converting landing page, and then actually optimize it for growth, and get this, all with AI in about 30 minutes. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you this. Have you got a great idea, but you're just sick and tired of building landing pages that, well, go nowhere? You put in all the effort, you build the page, and then? Crickets. The growth just never shows up. Well, that's the exact problem we are going to solve right now.
And this quote right here, it absolutely hits the nail on the head. Look, anyone can spin up a landing page these days. That's not the hard part anymore. The real challenge, the thing that separates a side project from a real business, is figuring out how you actually grow it. How do you get customers and make money?
To solve that, you need a totally new set of tools. So in this first section, let's break down what the modern go-to-market stack actually looks like. This is what powers the whole high-speed workflow.
Here it is. This is your new GTM toolkit. First, you've got Idea Browser, which is all about finding ideas and locking in that business context. Then there's Claude Code, which is basically your AI code developer. For design, you're using Paper for quick iterations and feeding it components from Tail-Arc. And finally, Humbolytics is the brains of the operation. It handles your analytics and runs A/B tests on autopilot.
And this quote points to a really fundamental shift. We're moving away from clicking around in 20 different web apps. Instead, the terminal, the command line, is becoming the central hub. It's the place where all these tools plug in and where you get the actual work done. It's a huge change.
Okay, so we know the stack. Now let's get practical. How do we take a raw idea and instantly give it the kind of deep context that an AI needs to build something that's actually useful?
For this whole breakdown, we're going to use a really solid example from the source material, an AI sparring partner. Just think of it as a tool that lets B2B sales reps practice their pitch in a simulation and get instant feedback so they can improve. It's a nice, clear concept.
Now this is where the magic really starts. You take your idea and you flesh it out in Idea Browser. Who's it for? What's the offer? All that good stuff. Then through something called a master control program, you plug Idea Browser directly into your AI developer, Claude Code. This lets you use skills like the lead magnet legend, which instantly uses all that context to spit out a perfect lead magnet for your page.
All right, let's talk design. This is a big one, because this is where most AI-generated pages totally fall flat. They look generic, or as the source calls it, vibe-coded. We're going to look at how you create something with actual polish, something with, taste.
And this just lays it out perfectly. Vibe-coded is when you tell the AI, make it look modern, and you get back something bland and generic. Taste-driven, on the other hand, is about being intentional. You're not just giving vague prompts, you're guiding the AI with specific real-world references to build a coherent design system.
So how do you do it? Well, this is the key technique. You feed the AI reference images. It's that simple. You go to a site like Tail-Arc, you find components and styles you love, you take a screenshot, and you give it to the AI. You tell it, base the entire design system on this. That's how you get that polished, refined look instead of generic junk. Okay, so the page is built and it looks incredible. But that's only half the battle, right? Now we need to make sure it actually converts. Let's dig into how this stack completely automates that optimization process.
This part is just ridiculously powerful. You connect Humbolytics. Then, right from your terminal, you just tell the agent, hey, I want to run an A/B test on my headline. The agent looks at your data, suggests a few better options, and here's the insane part, it deploys the experiment live to your site instantly. You don't have to touch a single line of code.
And what's the result? Well, here's the payoff. The original headline was converting at 3.5%. The variant suggested by the AI, it jumped to 5.2%. That is a huge lift in conversions, and it happened almost automatically.
So let's zoom out. We've got a fast workflow, great design, automated optimization. Why does any of this really matter? Because it all points to a massive new opportunity, an arbitrage that is basically hiding in plain sight.
And here it is. This is the big, forward-thinking idea from the source material. In the very near future, the main visitors to most websites are not going to be people. They're going to be AI agents doing tasks for us. And that means sites built on rigid, no-code platforms are going to be in big trouble. The future is custom code that agents can easily talk to. This quote sums it all up. Forget logging into some clunky WordPress or Webflow dashboard to change a sentence. In this new world, the AI agent is your content management system. You want to update something? You just tell the agent to do it. And to really put this into perspective, just think back to the early days of Facebook ads. You could get clicks for like 5 cents. It was a gold rush because nobody knew how to do it. The argument here is that this AI stack is that exact same moment in time. It's a completely untapped opportunity that 99% of people haven't even heard of yet.
So let's do a quick high-density recap. This is your workflow cheat sheet. Ideation. You're using Idea Browser to feed context to the AI. Design. It's all about paper and Tailork for that taste-driven approach. Development. It lives in Claude Code right in the terminal. Optimization. That's automated with Humbolytics. And the big opportunity? The arbitrage is realizing that the agent is the new CMS.
So what's today's big takeaway? It's this. These aren't just a bunch of cool, separate AI tricks. When you combine them, you create a single, integrated system. You're building an unstoppable growth engine that takes you from a simple idea to a fully optimized business faster than ever before.
Which brings us to our hardcore debate. The source is making a seriously bold claim here. Building on custom code for AI agents is the only future, and that means tools like Webflow are basically becoming obsolete. So what do you think? Is that a genius insight into where everything is headed, or is it just a massive, unnecessary overcomplication?
I really want to know what you think. State your case in the comments below. Is custom code for agents the future, or are visual builders here to stay for the long haul? Leave a comment with your argument, and we'll send you the complete tool list and a mind map of this entire workflow. Thanks for watching.